tried it, so you don't have to.
You were the talk of the town.
And I was the talk of the town because Patrick pinches butts.
Butt pincher.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. 'Tis the spooky month, so of course we have to do a Halloween quiz. So dive right on in with me as we do some classic Buzzfeed Halloween quizzes. All right, so this fall quiz will reveal what you should wear for Halloween this year. So choose a sweater. Out of these ones, it'd be a toss-up between these two. I like this one. Choose a scent. Apple cider, pumpkin spice, autumn leaves, bonfire, cinnamon, or toasted marshmallows. Well, for me, a scent I really enjoy is autumn leaves. Choose a pet. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I am a cat lover more than a dog lover. I know. So probably for me, out of these two cats, it would be this one. Pick an activity. So we've got reading, jumping in the leaves, I guess, campfire, corn maze, pumpkin carving, or going to a pumpkin patch. For me, corn maze all the way. Choose a Halloween decoration. We've got your like fall vintage boo. We've got lots of pumpkins, spooky jump scare thing, skeleton, some like voodoo stuff, or like a basic interior with like a pumpkin and a skull. If it were me decorating, I usually would like to go all out, but probably if I had like a nice home, I'd keep it vintage and go with something very basic. Pick a pumpkin. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I prefer an orange traditionally, but sometimes I enjoy a white pumpkin. Out of these ones though, I probably choose the white one here. Choose a carving. We've got Rip, smiley face pumpkin. Oh, we've got one of those ones where it's like a person out of pumpkins and like dogs. Your classic pumpkins, a Grinch pumpkin or a spooky pumpkin. I'd probably go with the classic ones. Choose some candy. We've got candy corn. Looks like Skittles or M&Ms. We've got sweet tarts, chocolate, other kinds of candy corn or other kinds of candy corn. For me, probably chocolate. So the Halloween costume I should wear is a duo costume. You should wear matching costumes with a friend or significant other for Halloween. Fun story is we're in the middle of a pandemic, so no costumes for me. Why don't we move on to the next one? So our next one is answer these random questions and we'll predict what haunted experience awaits you on Halloween night. So pick a place to read. We've got by this window, library here, this like beautiful greenhouse area, wintry cabin, picnic out there, or somewhere modern, I guess. For me, it'd probably be between these three, and probably this one. Pick a tree that speaks to you. That one, love that. That one, that one, that one, that one. So I'm a fan of willow trees, I'm a fan of cherry blossom trees, and I'm a fan of pine trees or redwoods. So, but probably the one that speaks to me the most right now would be between these two. And since it's the fall season, probably more pine. What do you notice first in a person? Their smile, their hands, their eyes, or their hair, I guess. For me, it's usually their eyes. What do you do on your day off? Do I watch TV, go to a concert, go for a hike, go for a walk, have some drinks with friends, or read? Probably watch TV or a movie. Choose an animal you'd like to talk to. We've got owls, wolves, cheetahs, dog, birds, or horses. Probably cheetahs. How do you get around? Do I drive, take the train, take the tram, take the bus, order an Uber, or walk? Usually how I get around is by car. What can't you leave home without? We've got makeup, earbuds, we've got necklace, a ring, a phone, or a watch. For a phone for me. Lastly, pick a game. We've got Jenga, chess, cards, Uno, dominoes, or video games. For me, it'd be between cards and video games, and I've been enjoying a lot of video games lately, so we're going to go with that. So, we'll predict what haunted experience awaits you on Halloween night. Nothing. No haunting experiences for you this Halloween. Maybe you've been too good, or maybe something powerful protects you. Oh, shucks. I appreciate that. Let's move on to the next one. So, we know if you'd survive a horror film based on your answers to these questions. So, what scares you the most? Clowns, holes, confined spaces, or needles? Clowns don't scare me unless they're like evil clowns. Needles don't tend to scare me. Confined spaces, neither. So I'm going to go with holes. I'm just thinking of bugs crawling out of them. What's your zodiac sign? Well, I'm an Aries, so it's going to be this one. Pick a weapon. A knife, a gun, anything that can be thrown, or a hammer. A weapon for me, probably a knife. When something scares you, how do you react? Fight, drop into a ball, run, or scream. Usually scream. What kind of monster would you rather face? A demon, a vampire, a werewolf, or a ghost? What kind of monster would I rather face? Probably something that I could potentially... Oh, it's a werewolf. Something I could maybe defend myself against, so maybe a vampire. So, did I survive a horror movie? Yes, I did. You survived. You barely made it out alive, but you did it. Sure, you'll have some serious trauma to work through for years to come from watching everyone around you die, but you're breathing. That's what counts. Cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so this quiz will separate the horror movie experts from the posers. So what movie is this a picture of? Is it The Mummy, Goodnight Mommy, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, or The Conjuring? Well, I know it's Goodnight Mommy, and I'm correct. Goodnight Mommy is twin boys move to a new home with their mother after she has face-changing cosmetic surgery, but under her bandages is something the children don't recognize. Someone the children don't recognize. Ooh. Okay. What movie is this picture from? Get Out, Us, Scream, or Halloween? Well, I know it's Get Out. And I'm correct. So it's a young black man meets his white girlfriend's parents for the first time during the weekend trip. His simmering uneasiness about the reception of him eventually reaches a boiling point. It's a good movie. I recommend it. Okay, what movie is this a picture from? Is it The Conjuring 2, The Nun, Insidious, or Insidious Chapter 2? Well, I know it is Insidious. Correct. When evil spirits trap a child in a realm called the Further, his parents must do whatever they can to bring him back and save his soul. It's also a good movie. What movie is this picture from? Aliens, Martyrs, The Collector, or Proxy? Never seen this one, but just from what it looks like, I'm going to go with The Collector. I'm wrong. It's The Martyrs. So The Martyrs is about a young woman's quest for revenge against the people who kidnapped and tormented her as a child, leads her and a friend, who is also a victim of child abuse, on a terrifying journey into a living hell of depravity. Well, clearly not a movie I'd want to watch anyways. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, what movie is this picture from? Is it Get Out, Scream, The Strangers, or Us? Well, I know it is Us. And I'm correct. A family's serene beach vacation turns to chaos when their doppelgangers appear and begin to terrorize them. Another really good movie by Jordan Peele. Alright, what movie is this from? The Shining, Twins, The Haunted House, or The Conjuring 2? Everyone should know this picture, and it's from The Shining. Correct. A family heads to an isolated hotel for the winter where a sinister presence influences the father into violence. As he descends into madness, his psychic son sees horrific premonitions from both past and future. It's a good movie. Okay, what movie is this from? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hereditary, Annabelle, or Midsummer? I believe it's from Midsummer, and I'm correct. So Midsummer is about a couple travels to Sweden with a group of friends to visit a rural midsummer festival. What begins as an idyllic retreat quickly devolves into an increasingly violent and bizarre competition at the hands of a pagan cult. It's actually a really good movie. I do recommend it. What movie is this from? The Lords of Salem, Blair Witch, The Witch, or Rosemary's Baby? Well, this is The Witch, and I'm correct. A family in 1630s New England is torn apart by the forces of witchcraft, black magic, and possession. It's a very good movie as well. What movie is this from? Is it Sinister, The Babadook, The Conjuring, or It Follows? It's Sinister. Correct. A washed-up true crime writer finds a box of Super 8 home movies that suggest the murder he is currently researching is the work of a serial killer whose work dates back to the 1960s. But there might be something more sinister going on than he could ever imagine. What movie is this from? World War Z, I Am Legend, Zombieland, or Train to Busan? I don't like zombie movies usually, so I'm going to go for Train to Busan just because it looks like it might be a train. Correct. While a zombie virus breaks out in South Korea, a train's passengers struggle to survive on the train from Seoul to Busan. Well, there you have it. And I got 9 out of 10 right. Here's Johnny. That famous quote should be no mystery to you because you're a horror movie expert. Quite proud of myself, actually. Why don't we move on to our final quiz? All right, so direct a horror movie and we'll give you a spooky BFF. So where will your horror movie take place? Texas, a small village, LA, Boston, Paris, or I really don't care. Well, excuse me, any classic horror movie needs to either be in Texas or a small village. So I'm going to go with Texas. Keep it like remote and rural. Pick a setting. A seemingly normal house in the suburbs, an isolated cabin in the forest, an old rustic factory, an abandoned church, underground, or an asylum. A setting, probably a seemingly normal house in the suburbs. We love that kind of stuff. Who's the spook behind the spooky? Is it a gruesome monster, the main character's mind, a ghost, or a serial killer? For me, it's probably between a serial killer or the main character's mind. I'm going to go with the main character's mind. Pick your main character. Rebecca Dalton, Chris Hemsworth, Madeline Petsch, Robert Englund, Florence Pugh, or Daniel Kaluuya. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing half of these names right. For me, probably be between Daniel or Florence, and I'm going to go with Florence. Who plays the love interest? We've got Emma Watson, Liam Hemsworth, Grant Gustin, Naomi Scott, Vanessa Morgan, or Tom Holland. The love interest to Florence? Let's spice it up and make it Naomi Scott. What year is it set in? The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the present, or the future? Let's make it the present. How many jump scares? 1 or 2, 3 or 4, at least 5, 10 or so, a huge amount, none actually. Probably for me, 3 or 4. Pick a horror movie cliche for your movie. A group of teens camping in the woods hears something, so one of them goes to investigate, but definitely isn't coming back. Kids being in serious and obvious danger, yet the parents remain completely oblivious and are of no help. Your protagonist wakes up and the whole thing was a dream, or was it? Despite the antagonist walking super slow, they're somehow always right behind the protagonist who's sprinting for their life. Let's go with the classic cliche. They wake up and think it's a dream. Or was it? How much is your budget for this movie? Around $10,000, $50 to $100, $100 to $500, or around $1 million, or even more. Some of the cult classics like The Blair Witch and Paranormal Activity didn't have that big of a budget. So I'm going to go with around $10,000. How many awards will your movie get? None. It was a huge flop. 1, I'm very proud. I'm guessing 5 to 10, $1 million, of course. 1, and I'm very proud. All right, my spooky BFF is Freddy Krueger. Teach him how to wear SPF 100 sunscreen. Sun damage is doing you no favors, my friend. All right, then. So those were some Halloween quizzes. Very interesting. I'd like to know how many of you guessed most of those scary movies in that one quiz, because I'm a huge scary movie buff, so obviously I knew a lot of them from just some scenes, but maybe you guys do as well. I'm always interested to find out. So leave some comments below and let me know how many you got right. All right, until next time, I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.